You're not changing, you're distracting yourself from the fact that nothing is actually changing. You watch videos, read books, make plans, set goals, think deeply, and somehow your life still looks the same. That is your first truth. Information is not transformation. Most people are not growing. They are consuming growth content to avoid confronting themselves. Because learning feels productive, but real change feels threatening. Real change forces action, consequences, discomfort, loss. And most people don't want change. They want the feeling of moving toward change. That's why they stay busy. Busy people look productive, but movement is not progress. That is your second truth. You can exhaust yourself without moving forward at all. Some people spend years preparing for a life they never actually enter. They optimize routines, perfect systems, morning habits, productivity hacks, but avoid the one thing that would actually change their life. A real decision. Because decisions create risk, and risk exposes fear. That's why many people become addicted to preparation. Preparation feels safe, action does not. You tell yourself, I'm working on myself, but are you really? Or are you just creating a more intelligent version of avoidance? That is the part most people never question. You feel proud because you are trying, but trying is not changing. Thinking about the gym does not build strength. Thinking about healing does not heal you. Thinking about change does not change you. That is your third truth. Self-awareness without action becomes self-deception. And this is where people get trapped, because consuming content creates emotional relief. You feel inspired, motivated, hopeful, and your brain mistakes that feeling for actual progress. So tomorrow never comes, because emotionally, your brain already rewarded you for almost changing. That is why some people live in endless preparation mode. Not because they are lazy, because fantasy feels safer than reality. Reality can fail. Reality can embarrass you. Reality can expose your limits. But imagination protects ego. That is your fourth truth. Many people don't fear failure. They fear discovering their potential was imaginary. So instead of risking truth, they stay busy. And busy people receive less judgment because society respects effort, even when effort changes nothing. That's why some people become experts at appearing ambitious, talking about goals, planning goals, preparing goals, optimizing goals, but never fully entering reality. Look at your life honestly. How much of your progress was actually avoidance with productive branding? That question hurts people because deep down, most already know the answer. That is your fifth truth. You do not become confident by preparing forever. You become confident by surviving reality. So what changes now? You stop worshiping preparation. You stop confusing motion with transformation. You stop waiting to feel fully ready. Because readiness is endless. There will always be one more video, one more plan, one more excuse. At some point, your life demands action. Because real growth begins the moment you leave imagination and enter reality. So ask yourself honestly, are you actually changing? Or just consuming change to avoid feeling stuck? That answer should disturb you. Want more truths like this? Subscribe now. Most people avoid hearing them. Because most people would rather simulate progress forever than risk finding out who they really are. In the next episode, we'll expose why you don't actually lack discipline. You don't trust yourself. This channel isn't here to motivate you. It's here to help you see differently. And people who see things differently don't watch once, they stay.